So good to be with you all. I want to say a special hello to my folks online, my community online there. Hello. I'm in person today, and also a big hello to my family that's watching, my mom, my sister, and my aunt. You know, my mother visited me and my partner in our home in Portland, Oregon recently. On a bright and warm sunny afternoon sitting on the patio, my mom and I reminisced about her life in particular. And on those easy summer afternoons, those chats with my mom revealed that community, interconnectedness, and the long foray for change are hallmarks of a people, my family, who at every moment struggled for justice and a better life for themselves and future generations. But they didn't do this alone. My family story is, yes, one of justice and a better life, but also unmistakably community too. My mom grew up in Lawnside, New Jersey, a town that was established in 1840 and incorporated in 1926 as the first independent, self-governing Black municipality north of the Mason-Dixon line. First founded by abolitionists, Lawnside was an important site in the Underground Railroad, offering refuge for enslaved Blacks who were fleeing slavery, and about exit 44 off the Garden State Parkway, if that matters to you. But my grandmother and grandfather first arrived in Philadelphia well before my mother's birth in 1948, as they fled their hometowns in Florida, escaping the terrors of the Jim Crow South. You may know that Philadelphia was one of the cities that was part of the Great Migration. The Great Migration was a mass movement of African Americans from the rural South to industrial cities of the North, the Midwest, and West between 1916 and 1970. They were escaping racial violence, Jim Crow laws, and limited education and economic opportunities in the South. My grandmother only had a 6th grade education. My grandfather could only find menial hard labor. And so 6 million Black Americans, including my grandparents, migrated in search of better jobs, education, and a chance to build a new life. After spending a few years in Philadelphia as a young couple, they were about 35 or so, my grandparents moved across the Delaware River to Lawnside, New Jersey, the all-Black town with a good reputation, opportunity, and safety for their then 6 children, later to become 8, with my mother being the baby of those. And it was there that my mother and her 7 older siblings grew up, in a town where, as my mother describes it, everyone was Black, from the man who delivered milk to your home, to the family dentist, the accountant, physician, teacher. My mother grew up with representation all around her, surrounded by Blackness. And it was in that context that my mom believed that she had the right to all parts of the American dream. Can you imagine? I mean, what a contrast for my grandparents, and unknowingly for my mom and her siblings. In the first part of my family story, the rural South, where racialized violence, poverty, and trauma were everyday experiences. And then the all-Black town founded by abolitionists for the next part of our story, where my family had access to dignity, safety, and their dreams. Yes, threaded through all the story of my family is community, the struggle for justice, and working together to make change. A story that began in 1840, 185 years ago, when Black and white abolitionists struggled together in community to establish a town that was a safe haven for Blacks, a home for my grandparents, aunts, uncles, my mother. So what's possible when we contribute in small and large ways to a long struggle for justice? And when we do that with and surrounded by community, we can, like my grandparents, find a home in the community of our dreams. We can take the 6th grade education of my grandmother and transform it into master's degrees for my mom and aunts in 1 generation, and a PhD and medical degree for my sister and I in 2 generations. We are all, each of us, tied to community and to struggle in those communities. Our choices today will impact future generations. So what's your lasting story? What will be your contribution?